Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a detailed review on this brand new Roomba. This is the Roomba Plus 505. Now this does retail for $1,000. I did buy this with my own money. I wasn't paid for this video, so this will be my honest opinion on it. Now, out of the box, it does look really, really nice, but it is $1,000. There's better robots you can get for $1,000, which I'll show you towards the end, but we are going to do a detailed review. We're going to show you how to set it up for the first time, kind of what I know about it. We're going to do a simple cleaning with it, and then eventually I'll be doing a more detailed review of it after I use it for a while. Now I'm in the process of reviewing all of the new models from Roomba. I've got the 705, which this really closely resembles with the obstacle avoidance, 205, 105. I did the 405 also. Spoiler alert, just get the Q-Revo Curve. That's around $1,000, or the Dream L40. Those are much better robots right now. I'll put links to them in the show description notes. Or the Mova P50 or the P10 Pro. Because at $1,000, the specs are just not there. Now, we're going to review it and we're going to see what it's all about, but these other robots are just proven. I've done lots of testing. The specs are so much better. But let's get started on the Roomba 505. Okay, so here's everything that comes in the box. We get the mop pads. We're going to have to install a side brush. We get 2 extra mop pads. The cord, here's the actual robot. It does have LiDAR navigation. We want to be really careful of that. We've got this advanced sensor in the front. Here's the docking station. It's going to wash those mop pads and auto empty the dustbin. We've got a clean water tank that you're going to fill up with clean water, and a dirty water tank. So after it's done washing the mop pads and hopefully getting all the mud off the mop pads and dirt, it's going to suck the water up into the dirty water tank. You'll have to go empty this once in a while. Now, here is the dustbin. Now, the robot's going to go around and vacuum your house, and everything's going to go into this dustbin. It's going to back up to here, and then there's another vacuum going to kick on in the base station and suck everything into this dust bag. You will have to change that about every 2 to 3 months. It's very simple. You're just going to pull it out, put a new one in. They do give you storage room for one. There is a little cleaning tool here. It has a little cutter and brush. That's for cleaning the robot up. This just kind of sits in there. There's some lights here we're going to see. Now around back, there's this 2-prong cord. It's 6 feet long. There is some cord storage. Make sure that's plugged in all the way. Now there's no switch back here to make sure it's turned on. Also in the box is the ramp. So we're going to have to install the ramp onto the base station. There. Well, not quite yet. All right, if you use both hands, put it in at the same time. Make sure this is flush like this. Base station front to back, 18 inches. Left to right, 12¼ inches. Now height-wise, 18½, but you have to lift it almost 20 inches to get that out. Down here, there's another sticker. Now, it's going to wash the mop pads with cold water. It's going to spin them. Then it sucks the water up into the dirty water tank. This is where it charges the robot, and here's where it auto empties the dustbin. Now, it does not fill the robot with water. The robot does not have an internal water tank. It's going to set the wetness by how wet it leaves the mop pads after washing. That's how it's going to set the wetness. It's not able to spray water on top of these while these are installed on the robot. And there is a little filter right here. You will have to take this little filter out and clean once in a while. At the end of the job, it's going to blow hot air onto the mop pads to dry them, to help prevent odor. Okay, let's head on over to the robot. Again, LiDAR navigation, we want to be very careful. This is like a cap to protect the spinning LiDAR. Now, this is the sensor. Looks like we have maybe a light and another sensor. There's no plastic on this, but just make sure there's no protective film. There is a protective film up here, and there's these bumper guards. We want to take the bumper guards out. Now the bumper is free. We do have 2 physical buttons up here, a home button and a power button or a start button. Now there is a sensor here, like a side sensor. We keep going. This is where it auto empties the dustbin out. This is where it charges the robot. These are alignment pins. Now again, there's no internal water tank. There's just a vent there and no sensor there. Lift this up. This just comes off. This is the dustbin. So here we pinch this tab, lift this up. The robot, as it vacuums everything, is going to go into this dustbin, and then it gets auto emptied out this little trap door right here. So, and then once in a while you are going to have to clean this filter. Let's take the filter off. It is reusable, so you can clean it and then make sure and let it dry. We can open the whole dustbin. There's a little latch right there. And close it. So yeah. Okay, let's flip the robot over. Here are the mop pads. Once in a while you are going to have to replace these, or you can even put them in your laundry to let them dry. You're simply going to put them on here. Now this robot can, this one right here, it can rotate this to the side, and then it can lift the mop pads up and down depending on if it senses carpet. So you just simply put them on there like that. Here's the single brush roller. Press this lever comes up. Here's what the brush roller looks like. There's no comb or anything to help with long hairs, so you might get a few long hairs wrapped around there, but you can take this apart for cleaning. Put the little gear in. We've got our 2 drive wheels. Now we got to install the side brush. It's just a square, so line it up and press it on. It doesn't extend that, it just simply spins it. Here we have the carpet sensor. Once in a while you will have to clean that, just lightly blow that off with air. This wheel just spins free. These are the fall off sensors, so it doesn't fall down your stairs. Those will have to be cleaned once in a while. Okay, the robot is exactly 13 3/4 inches wide. Let's check the height of it. It's exactly 4 3/16. Let's check it in centimeters. It's exactly 155 centimeters. 105, I'm sorry, 105. Okay, we have very little specs on this. We don't know suction power. We don't know mop lift. Maybe it's hidden. I can't find it anywhere online. It's definitely not in the advertisement. It looks like about 10 mil. It looks like a pretty standard mop lift. I was glad to see, I mean, they basically just copied, you know, they're finally doing the dustbin up here. They're auto emptying it out the back. Again, does not have an internal water tank. So those can be kind of limiting as far as how big of a house they can clean. I do prefer ones that have internal water tanks. Cold water washing, but hot air drying. Oh yeah, and no manual that comes with it. They give you a QR code on a piece of cardboard inside there, but that QR code didn't work for me. In the app, there's a brand new Roomba app called the Roomba Home, and in there you can find it, but you can't find it until you get this all hooked up. It's a little tricky. Maybe you can, but it shouldn't be this complicated for the manual. Once you have it all set up, you have very easy access to the manual. Here's the clean water tank. Now there's no mention of solution, adding any solution. There's a filter at the bottom of that hose, and there's a float for giving you love. When it gets low on water, it'll let you know. Here's what this looks like up here. Here's what the bottom of, I don't think you're supposed to take any of this apart, but here's what it looks like. Let's do a close-up. 50 or 60 hertz. Trying to find the amperage. Auto wash dock looks maybe 28 watts when it's charging. And it's just so hidden. Cord wrap is kind of non-existent. Maybe 1, maybe 2, not much cord wrap. Dirty water tank has like a little float in it. We want to spray a little bit of Listerine. That's going to help prevent odor. That water will stink. You're going to do that every time you empty the dirty water tank. And eventually you will have to wash it out with some Dawn dish soap once in a while. Okay, I had red lights until both the dirty water tank was installed empty and the clean water tank has water in it. So we're off to a good start. The 405, I couldn't get past this point. Or no, it didn't show the dust bag being installed. So far so good. Yeah, that's the trash can. Oops. I got dirt all over it. Yeah, so if you don't have the dustbin bag installed correctly, you'll get that trash can light. So everything's installed correctly. I haven't turned it on. I think if we dock it, it should turn it on. But maybe not. I think those lights are on. Okay, it did turn it on. It says powering on, and they're flashing, and it does say that it's charging. Roomba has two apps. That's the old app. Here's the Roomba. Roomba Home is the new one. That's the one you're going to want. That's the one we're going to be using today. All right, so let's go to robots. My home. Okay, yeah, go to my home. You're going to have to use in, but not add a new space. We need to add a robot. It's a little hidden. Go to robots. You may have it show up right away, but if I was in, say I was in the 705, I got to back out of it. Click this little arrow. Now add a new Roomba. Now you may see your old Roombas, but you can't control them. It's going to be searching for it. Hopefully it finds it. Add, there it is. All right, good. That's my Wi-Fi I want it to connect to. If you need to change it, select change. All right, hit connect, give it your Wi-Fi password. Now it's saying press the robot's power button. Power button there. All right, so the tone changed. And now this is, we're gonna get 3 check marks hopefully. And I bet there's an update. All the Roombas so far have needed an update, and you can't do anything until it gets updated. So, and it took 30 minutes. All right, the tone keeps changing over there. We're getting little tones from the robot. Kind of like with each check mark. Okay, success, but now we need to name it. I've got several, so I want to put the name on it. Save name, next. There it is. Okay. Needs an important software update. Okay. You're not going to be able to use it. And there's this bar that's going to go across. This gets a little tricky. Do you say got it? If you click on got it, it's going to kind of take you back to the app. You still can't use it till the update's done. And it'll kind of refresh, and you just got to kind of wait. It doesn't notify you when the update's done. You just got to kind of go back and keep checking. I don't like this update progress at all, and I don't like that you got to update it before you can start using it. But this is what we're left with. Okay, so that took maybe 10 minutes. I did click got it. It takes you to this screen. Now sometimes, there it is, 505. Sometimes that'll say it's not ready, it's still updating, but this one wasn't too bad. 63% charge, create a map. We gotta have this thing map our house. Open your doors, pick things up, put your furniture, kind of where it's normally gonna go, and hit create. It's gonna randomly go through your house. So it is talking to me. And it's going to create the map as we go. This is really cool how it does it. Just stay away from it. Don't follow it around or anything. And then we'll come back here in just a little bit and see how well the map is. Okay, so that didn't take very long at all. It's got a really good map. Let's edit the map now. I'm going to show you how to divide the rooms. We want to edit rooms. You'll have to select the room you want to divide, but select this room and hit split. Now what you're going to do is you can pinch and zoom, then you're going to take that line and you got to kind of make it smaller, move it where you want it, and then divide the room. So I'm wanting to do it over here, right there. Hit split. Hit OK, and you should get 2 different rooms. And you can merge 2 rooms together to create one big room. And it's thinking about it, so. Okay, there I've got 2 different rooms. You can add clean zones. This is an area like around a pet bed or something or a hallway that you're gonna say needs more cleaning, or if you wanna give it just a quick cleaning, you can identify that area really quickly. Now don't worry, if you had a door closed, whenever this thing cleans your house, it'll find those other rooms and show you them on the map at a later date. Add furniture, we'll do that later. Keep out zones are super important. And you can add these. We got a no mop zone, which is purple. So put that, like if you have an area rug or something, but let's do a keep out zone. I know over here, it's really gonna struggle. So I'll put a keep out zone here. Okay, let's go into, you can edit the map name. We want to call this the studio. You can rotate the map, you could delete it. Let's add room names. Edit rooms, and we want to edit the name. So let's call that the corner test. This will be important when you want to use your smart devices. So name the rooms accordingly, like kitchen or bathroom. That way, when you use your smart speaker, it's easy to identify those. Okay, so once you've got your map out, take your time, and you can always come back and edit this later. So under your My Home, it's going to show up here. So I call that the Studio 505. It's going to bring up the map. You can start your first cleaning. That's what they recommend. It's going to clean your entire house. It'll identify where some carpet is and stuff. You can do clean all rooms, create a new routine. Let's go to robots. 66% charge. Let's go to dock controls. You can empty the bin
emptying the dust bin
manually, or you can wash the mop pads manually.
complete.
You can wash it, you can dry, or you can stop it from drying. Here's the owner's guide. There's where I showed you. It's super easy. So if you want to see more information, click on that. It's a very detailed one. The robot health, you're not going to have, this is where you're going to see when it's time to change the or clean the sensors and the filters. You're not going to have anything there until it starts cleaning for a while. Click the three little lines, and let's go into the settings. This is where you locate the 505. There's the child or pet lock, dock controls, pad wash frequency. Okay, this is super important. So nothing is selected. That's interesting. High, after every 50 square feet, medium or low. I'm going to do high. Now it's going to use a lot more water, and you can adjust this accordingly. Pad dry duration, it does use hot air, so 3 hours should be sufficient. Robot language, audio volume, Wi-Fi settings, reconnect, and reboot. Wow, that's it. Let's go to about. Yeah, there's just the birth date. If you need the serial number, you can find it, and you can change the name right there. So wow, very limited settings. Automations, this is what this is the future. It wants to figure things out for you, like when you get home, after you eat. Haven't played around with a whole bunch of those yet. So let's do a room clean. So if we scroll down here, we've got more options. We got cleaning history, we can edit the map. But I want to clean this room. Nope. It's always wanting you to do the first cleaning, which is, it's going to help it identify more. But I'm just going to do one room and kind of swipe up. There's profile, smart, light, normal, deep, corner test. What do I want to do here? I want to vacuum and mop. I could vacuum only, mop only, vacuum and mop, vacuum then mop. I wish it showed. I'm using an iPad and it's not fine-tuned for an iPad. Let's do 2 passes. And we do have, okay, I had to switch to an iPhone. I want to see, oh, it's so much better on an iPhone. There's your robots. Let's see, we still have all the same settings. Okay, but just, I like the looks of it different. Okay, home. There's the 505 Studio, the map I've got selected. So what do I want to do? I want to do a test. No, I don't want to do the full cleaning. I want to do a deep. Let's click on the control wheel. Okay, so I can do cleaning mode, vacuum only, mop only. Okay, that's nice. Vacuum and mop, vacuum then mop. That's super important. That way the mop pad will not be wet. 4 levels of suction, 1 pass. Smart scrub is off. No way of setting wetness level. Save change, yeah, no way of setting the wetness level. So it's pretty much, it's just how often you set for it to go back and clean. That's it. Wow. Okay. Let's do it. Okay, pop-ups always scare me. I don't like, but it says starting a combo routine. Don't forget to put away rugs or deselect carpeted areas. Ooh. So this thing, what is, okay, well, I just figured it would know where the carpet was. Okay, so I did this, but I didn't.
Cleaning is starting now.
And we're gonna do the world's famous corner test cleaning. We got muddy paw prints, we got an obstacle, and we got a cable. Now the first thing it's doing, it's washing its mop pads. So you're hearing the water being pumped down there, and then you're hearing it's being sucked up into the dirty water tank.
Then to continue cleaning.
Okay, it's gonna undock, and then it's gonna locate itself, and then it's gonna go hopefully over there and start cleaning. Okay, we're gonna do a test on the Roomba 505. We're gonna see how it cleans up these muddy paw prints. All right, we're gonna check the corner cleaning capabilities on it. We got a bunch of long hairs. Now it is able to go under some furniture. And again, it can extend that side mop. And there we have a cable. We're going to check its obstacle avoidance. So it looks like it has identified that cable and is going to stay away from it. So it does have a pretty good sensor on the front that can detect objects that are low to the ground. So we did get a little bit of smearing with the mud, but hopefully the mop pad's going to capture that mud. And we do have Smart Scrub on, so it looks like it identified that mud, and it's going back and forth. So it looks like maybe it's identified that obstacle also. It's doing a pretty good job of mopping. Looks like it's activated. It lifts the mop pads. Now it's mopping that area. Oops, it did not identify that obstacle. It's going around it now, but it's kind of pushing it, which I wish it would stay a little farther away from it. So it looks like that Smart Scrub is on where it goes back. It goes kind of off to an angle and then another angle. That Smart Scrub is actually doing a really good job of mopping. And I do have Smart Scrub turned on in the app. It was off by default. So I'm really liking this Smart Scrub. Kind of the back and forth rocking motion. And then in the app, we do see it identifies these obstacles, but it doesn't take a picture of them or anything, and you can't click on them. And we're going to flip the robot over and see how well it's been cleaning everything. Now the robot does not have an internal water tank. It's just going to set the wetness of the mop pads after they wash them at the docking station. Here's what the docking station looks like again. We got a clean water tank and a dirty water tank. It's going to wash the mop pads. It's going to auto empty everything into the dustbin when it's all done. And then it's going to suck everything up into the dirty water tank. Okay, so it's coming back to wash the mops. It's not done cleaning. So it did lift the mop pads on its way back to the docking station. It does wash the mops with cold water, but then it dries them with hot air. Okay, here it is docking. So those mop pads, I wanted to show you, but they've got mud in them from mopping the floor, and it's going to wash that mud off those mop pads. And then it's going to go back and finish cleaning this room for a second pass. And then what you're hearing now is the dirty water pump kick on and suck the water up into the dirty water tank. Okay, it's all done washing those mop pads, and again, that set the wetness level from them being washed. And then here is the dirty water tank. There's that dirt that was on that floor. All right, it's going to do the second pass now. You can see when it first starts out, it is pretty wet. As it keeps cleaning, it does get a little drier. And that Smart Scrub is going to use quite a bit of the wetness on the mop pads because it's going back and forth. If you do not have that on, it's just going to mop the floor back and forth. It's not going to do this scrubbing action. Okay, so this might get adjusted add sticker seal of approval. Now, one thing preventing it is the $1,000 price tag. That's got to come down, and I'm sure it will. They never stay that price. But again, this robot's about a year old, whereas previous ones have been 2-3 years old. This one, I'm not upset about. It's not. We're going to see how it did with those long hairs. The second pass, it did not go. It did not do the perimeter on the second pass. It did kind of struggle with the corner, and it doesn't extend the mop pad. It didn't in that corner, but it did in that one. So, and I don't know why robots have the hardest time with that obstacle, because it's tall, and they should identify it, but I don't know. But anyway, it did do the cable, which was good. The floor is extremely wet. There's no wetness level. That seems like they should have that. And I got to do some more testing to see how well it auto lifts around a carpet, because it had that warning to pick up all your rugs. I'm like, well, that's strange. You would have that warning if this had a carpet. It does have a carpet sensor, so it should be able to avoid the carpet, but I thought the smart scrub was when it saw something, it would smart scrub, but that's activated the entire time. So again, they just don't tell you a whole lot about these settings. There's very few settings on this. See that, to me, that's high enough for the LiDAR to hit. Boy, it really struggles with that. I was actually using that thinking that would be an easy one to recognize, but see there, it's recognizing it. Sorta. Oh, come on. Now, you know, surprisingly, it's still relatively wet. Now this floor is actually clean, other than I wish it would have done the perimeter one more time. It does increase suction when it senses particles. See, there's some kind of sensor, so it does not do the perimeter of the room again. Darn. So it is all done. It's going to avoid that cable on its way back. That's good. I said I would.
Paused.
Okay, you know, pretty good. Let's see, hair, long hairs. Okay, we have hair up. Now, again, that's why this one is about a year old. Most robots now have a split in the middle. So Roborock's really good at this. The edge and the curve, they have this design, which is absolutely, this is for long hairs. This is split, so the long hairs don't wrap. They go to the middle. Whoops. Just throw it around. They do give you that tool with the little cutter on it in the door. So, and then this is like a traditional Roomba. It's, see, lots of hair wrap. Not going to be able to recommend this for long hair. There's just, in my opinion, there's no... That was a pretty big torture test, I know. But there's at least put a comb... At least do some attempt. And what you kind of hear is those little flappers kind of hitting the ground a little bit. The mop pads, yeah, not bad, not bad. Really, really want to like this.
Dust been installed.
Not going to be able to
Been installed.
not going to be able to recommend it for homes with
Returning home to charge.
long hairs.
Continue cleaning.
Look at, that's a pretty good cleaning pattern. Again, it just didn't do the perimeter. And it doesn't, you know, you see an obstacle, but you can't click on. I'm so used to being able to click on those and see, but nothing. And see, it shows you even when it travels back and forth. So it needs to auto empty the dustbin. The robot seems refined, if that makes any sense. It seems, you know, it doesn't seem like a $1,000 robot. It seems like maybe a $500 robot. And that is a pretty advanced sensor on the front. But again, nothing is 100% foolproof anymore. No robot is. They all struggle to a certain degree.
The dustbin.
Okay, here's the... It is kind of loud, but not super loud. It's going to wash the mop pads, and then it's going to turn the dryer on at the end. Now, it did not like me taking it apart there. I'm having to manually do these because robots don't like to be disturbed in their process. Sometimes that deactivates the auto empty and the washing of the mop pads and stuff. You know, during the cleaning, it's almost like the dirty water pump is like on for a long time because you hear that kind of gurgling a lot.
Progress.
Okay.
Please try again later or see the app to stop pad wash.
So the pad is done washing and now it turned on the blower. Very quiet. Awesome. That's excellent. I can hear it, but I can barely hear it. And it is hot air. If I do need to stop it, I can just click on the app and stop it. Now, there's going to be so much stuff in these automations. I need to really start playing with these automations because I think this is the future. I think Roomba is onto something with how they're wanting you to interact with the robot less and have it kind of figure out your routine, when to clean, and all of that. Now, a lot of these other ones, these more expensive ones, they're all about the app with lots of settings. You go in and you can play with all kinds of settings. This one, not so much. They just don't have a lot of settings. So I did buy this with my own money. I wasn't paid for this video. It doesn't have my sticker yet. I got to do some more testing. I'm going to do a carpet test. That'll be a separate video. These videos get super long. I do apologize for that. Sometimes I pull pieces out and make a shorter video, but so far so good on this one. I never thought I would say that, but there is light at the end of the tunnel maybe for a Roomba. But it's going to come down to pricing. You know, you cannot charge $1,000 for this robot. There's the features. Yeah, it's the long hair. Yeah. See, I want to like it. So I'm sitting here going, man, maybe you can. Maybe this is no. With that feature for long hair, that's a $700 robot max. So again, I really do appreciate everybody's support. I'm working on a list. To show you my top recommended robots. Check me out on Instagram, TikTok. I do stories, daily stories on what robots are on sale. These robots, the sales are just constantly all over the place. The Mova P10 Pro was like $500 it was like $400 for a week, and now it's not. Back up to $800. So sometimes they're a buy, sometimes they're not. But I want to get you the best deal that I can on these robots. So I'm working on it, working on a website possibly. But anyway, I want to be your go-to for robot vacuum cleaners, give you an honest opinion. I might be doing a couple more sponsored videos. So now, I've always said I'm going to buy them with my own money, give you my honest opinion. But there are some brands that I'm really starting to trust. Mova, Roborock, Dream, Eufy. And I'm working with them behind the scenes. I'm starting to work with them behind the scenes. I don't know what I'm doing. So I may accept some free products, but I will not put a review out that says this is good if that's not my honest opinion. I won't do it. Even if they send me a $1,000 robot and I review it and I'm like, no, I don't like it, I may just send it back or something so I can do my own review on it. Now, some of the companies are like, no, review it and tell us what you think. Matic, they're going to send me one for free, and I'm going to do it. And I said, well, I'm going to review it. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. But that's a $1,000 robot. They are going to send that to me for free. That video is coming up soon if UPS can deliver it. They're on their third attempt, and I'm not home. So, and I got a sign for it, so I don't know. But anyway, so I may start working with these manufacturers in the future because I believe in their products. Just, I hope you can trust me on that. If I do start working with, say, Mova, I've really showed some interest with Mova, and I believe in their products. I mean, if you've watched my videos, if you watch me on Instagram and TikTok, I'm recommending them all the time. And if you look in the details, people are texting me or messaging me saying, hey, I bought the Mova P10 Pro and I absolutely love it. Or I bought the Dream L40 and it's an amazing robot. Or I bought the Roborock Q-Revo Curve, I love it. So that reassures me that, okay, great, I gave a good recommendation. Somebody got it. Yes, this process is working. So again, I may get some robots. There's nothing on the books right now. But I've just been emailing, and I've been doing more reaching out myself because, you know, I want to do this. Making these videos can be super, super hard. So I really do appreciate everybody's support. If you could, please continue to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.